Hey guys, so it looks like we are getting a unique equipment for a Legends limited character this week. Should be in about 2 days from when this video goes live during normal reset time. So it looks like we are getting a unique equipment here for an LF, and then we're also going to be getting the free-to-play Giblet, or Giblet, however you say it, this week. That's going to be this week's content, apparently. Possibly we could get a Zenkai at the same time, but I wouldn't count on it. But yeah, so this is the equipment we're getting. Here's the pattern they showed off. Typically what they do with these patterns in the background is they just correspond to whatever character is going to be getting the equipment. And if you look through the different patterns on the different LF characters that exist that don't currently have, well, I guess even if they did have equipment, it could be a thing because now we have characters with multiple, but Vegeta and Trunks is going to be the character that gets this equipment here. I don't necessarily think this actually means anything for part 3. People are going to look at this and think like, oh, we're going to get Ultra Fusion Zamasu for part 3. I guess it's possible. I mean, I'm not gonna just say there's no way we're going to get him. Like, I'm not going to say that, but you take a look at what they did moving into part 2. We got Fusion Zamasu Zenkai. We got LF Vegito Blue's unique equipment. And then we got Ultimate Gohan and God Goku. Like, I guess you could make the correlation with a God Key or something, but I don't really see there being much of a correlation with those releases there. So I don't know if this necessarily is going to have any kind of impact on what we actually see thematically for the part 3 Ultra character, but Vegeta and Trunks are going to be getting a unique equipment. This is gonna have to be like some voodoo level equipment. Okay, this character, day one. I actually would argue that the Trunks side of this character was not bad. This guy's a loser. This guy is a freaking moron. This Vegeta side of this character is really bad. It's really, really bad. So if they're gonna give an equipment to this character, I would actually more so like to see them focus on the Vegeta side here. I don't know how they're gonna do this because I think we only have one example of a unique equipment for a tag character, and that's for the Buu Duo, right? I don't think, because the OG Blue Goku and Vegeta don't have one, the androids don't have one, the Gammas don't have one, obviously Goku and Bardock don't. Like, I don't think there's any other tag character that has a unique equipment other than the Buu Duo. This is the only tag character that has one of these. So we can use this as like inspiration as to maybe we can see what they're going to do here. This is they're going to need more than that. Let's see. So when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch, 30% damage inflicted, randomly draws one new card, and 3 of your cards activates twice. Hit by name starts. Okay, so yes, this is damage. Yeah, they're going to need that. This is the big thing, I think, is card draw speed, especially with the Vegeta side. The thing with Trunks is Trunks has like the Vegito Blue effect where he's going to draw blasts. He draws 2 blasts into 2 blasts. That's how he works. So it's basically the blast version of Vegito Blue's strike drawing thing. Vegeta doesn't really have that. Vegeta just enters the battlefield and like he's bad immediately. Like, honestly, I'm going to go as far as to say like you thought the Vegeta side of this character was bad. Oh boy, this guy's. If this was like if this Vegeta portion was his own unit, this would be like a top 3 worst release of all time or something. He's terrible. He's actually so bad. So like I wouldn't even be against if they just made the entire thing just specifically for Vegeta in slot 3, and then they had like just, you know, base stats and stuff like that here. I'm thinking we're gonna need something a lot better than this. Let me just quickly see what's like a recent equipment we got. Is it gonna be like this? I guess it would kind of have to be like this. 15% health, 40% stats, 50%. I don't know if they're gonna give them 50% damage. That's a lot. I don't think they would just straight up do this. I don't think so. I think this would probably be like 20 to 30%. 20% probably, 30, 25. I'd say 25%. And then this is fine as well. Hopefully they don't do the thing where they limit the teams you want to use them on, this is a really bad thing that they did with the Vegeta Blue equipment. Like, I really don't like the fact that they are limiting the teams he can be used on, especially when he's like, this equipment is not as good as it should have been, I don't think. I mean, it's really, really strong. This is a really powerful equipment, but for how good this character was when he got this needed to be a little better. And further restricting his team, like basically saying like, oh, you have to be on God Key for this, like that's not effective. This is not an effective way to buff this character. So we'll see what they end up doing for this equipment here, but let's just quickly take a look and see what they're doing. Let me actually go to the Vegeta side. Yeah, okay, so this is Vegeta. We can take a look at his tag ability first, because this is going to be the tag ability that activates when he goes into the Vegeta side. So obviously he becomes reverse yellow. 10% healing, 20 key, 10%. Yeah, okay. Randomly destroys 2 enemy cards, which I guess can be annoying sometimes. The way this can be good is when the enemy is like about to attack you and you like have no other play but to just swap into Vegeta to like sort of mitigate the damage. That's fine. So when you actually go into Vegeta, yeah, that's just outdated at this point, 60%. Card draw speed, blast cost down. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. 15% damage inflicted by ally tag future and strike damage by Vegeta clamp. This should have just been all down, whatever. Every time this character uses an arts card, 5 key damage. This is a character that likes to stack a lot, obviously. Whenever he uses a card and whenever he uses a blast card, I believe there's a separate stack. Yeah, so there's this. Can I like highlight multiple things at the same time here? No, I can't. Okay, so there's this portion here, and then there's this portion down here. So him using a blast card actually does generate a significant amount of power, because him using a blast card is going to give him 10% damage for 5 counts, 10% damage for 30 counts, and then 10% damage for 30 counts again. So he's getting 30% damage every time he uses a blast card, and then 2 of those stacks are lasting for 30 timer counts, which is actually a long time. I would say one of the bigger problems with this character is the fact that they only get cover null for 2 counts every time they switch between the different sides of them. Blast hearts hit. He's reducing enemy. This is like completely. I would say this is almost worthless. This part is not worthless. I think this is fine. 80% health restoration. This is really good against enemies with endurance. This is not worthless. This is ridiculously worthless. This actually does nothing. And then this can be very extremely niche, right? 30 to all arts cost for 3 counts. That's only going to affect like if your opponent is immediately going to attack you, like the second your attack ends is the only time this can get any value. And if you're fighting a good player, that's never the case. Falling effects, Scarfone remaining health is 50% or below. Oh yeah, he has a disrupt, which sure. I mean, it's a fine disrupt, 80 key. And then this, like these 2 things together are fine. I don't think this doesn't matter at all. And then this, I guess, is okay as well, but this is nothing special at this point. This is a very power corrupt mechanic. So I would say like this is just okay, completely worthless. No, sorry. This is decent, completely worthless, almost worthless, not good enough. 10% damage is like just okay. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is like. You think healing 10% of your health after you eat an attack? Like, the main problem this character is going to encounter now, this is even the case when they came out. They just got crushed. Like, Blue Beast would just crush this character. Same thing with the Tag 4s. The Tag 4s, Goku landed a blue card on this character, and they just got one-shot a lot of times. Like Cooler was kind of a character that was floating around as well when this guy came out. But like even just any type neutral character against like yellow and reverse yellow, like Blue Beast would just come in and just like incinerate this guy in one card, one blue card, pretty much one shot this character. But yeah, I mean, there's not really anything special they're doing, and defensively they're extremely bad. This is actually a character I would have liked to have seen a Zenkai for more so than a unique equipment, but I'm happy they're getting a unique equipment because this character never saw the shine that they deserved on release. I am personally not really a huge fan of this moment from the anime, the Father-Son Gallic Gun, simply because it doesn't really do anything. It's not used as a tool to progress the story. It doesn't actually affect Merge Zamasu in any way whatsoever. He literally is completely unscathed after the attack is over. And essentially the only thing it serves to do is to create instances where games can sell this as a character, and they can make, you know, cards and figures out of this, and that's really it, because it doesn't actually do anything in the story. Like, literally accomplishes nothing. So, not a huge fan of the moment itself, but I think if they're going to, like, this is a Legends Festival character. This is a Legends Fest 2022 character that I think should have been better than they were on release. So maybe they can surprise us and give us some good things for this character on their equipment. But as it stands right now, I would much rather see this Vegeta get more of the buffs as opposed to the Trunks. The Trunks side is actually not that bad. Trunks does have a Vanish Restoration mechanic. I think it's actually on the Vegeta swap. Yeah, this is strong. I mean, this is basically Goku and Frieza. Goku and Frieza might have 80%. Let me just quickly double check that. I think it's 70, but let me just double check. Let's see if I could find him. He's going to be all the way down here, right here. I think it's 70. Okay, so it's actually the same as Goku and Frieza, which we know how good that is. I really like this a lot. I like the fact that he draws blast into blast. I think it's a really effective thing right now. Where is it? Blast into blast. Anyway, he does have it. If I can find where it is. Oh, here we go. No, that's the knockback. I'm just blind. I'm just missing it. But I do think the Trunks side is a little better than the Vegeta side. Something that is interesting is if you spam the blast cards with Trunks, you can actually almost completely nullify the opponent's endurance, because you can actually stack this. This lasts for 3 counts and it can be stacked. So because Trunks does draw a blast into blast card, you can essentially spam 2 or 3 blasts in a row. And if you're fighting a character like Ultra Gohan, or this is actually, I think, going to be a pretty interesting scenario versus the Purple Ultimate Gohan, is if you spam him with a ton of blasts really quickly, you can just bypass his endurance. And because if you stack up enough of these debuffs and you proc his endurance, what the endurance really is it is a heal. So if he has minus 100% health restoration, it's going to only heal him by 1 health. So he's going to be at 1 health, and then you can just go up and tap him really quickly and kill him. Just trying to find where this is. Maybe does it not say on the website here? Oh, I'm stupid. I'm on the Vegeta side. That's why. Where is this? Here we go. The following effects occur upon landing a Blast Arts hit, draws a Blast Arts card next, activates twice. Yeah, this is the part that's pretty good for endurance characters. But I definitely do like the Trunks side more than the Vegeta side, so I think if this were up to me, I would want them to buff the Vegeta side more. So I guess if we're going to go off the Buu Duo equipment again, maybe they could give some kind of buff when you swap the first time, because remember, the character starts out as Trunks. So maybe giving him like applies the following effects itself when this character enters the battlefield via tag switch. Maybe give him like, I don't know, permanent damage a little bit. I mean, I think they'd probably give him like 25% damage in slot 2. Maybe give him like 15% damage here or something, but then also have him draw like 2 cards when he swaps into Vegeta. Vegeta's going to grab the cover null when he uses the blast for the first time, and like Vegeta can go off as well because Vegeta's stacking all that damage. That could be pretty good. And then also something defensively I think could be really helpful as well. Like maybe there's a second disrupt. Like maybe there's one disrupt at 50% health, and maybe there's a second disrupt at 30% health or something. But I don't really know how effective that would be either, because I feel like a lot of times you're not really going to be getting chipped down on this character. They're just going to be dying in like 1 hit. So I don't know. I don't think they would give them like endurance or something, but we'll see. Vegeta and Trunks are going to be the recipient of this week's LF unique equipment. Let me know down below what you guys think about this. I really hope they help Vegeta, because God help Vegeta on this character. He was truly something. They had their sights targeted on this Vegeta to make him bad or something. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. He was beyond horrible. So I hope they do him justice. Let's see how he looks when the equipment comes out. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one.